Good morning. This is day 3 of the often pacing walkthrough Ryan versus Landon. As you can see, I had a good day in day 2. We've now got 115,000 coins. Let's see how we got there. So first I'm going to tap on my stable name and go to my results. And we'll notice that that 25,000 coin claimer we got won his race. Speedy Caitlin won her non-winners of 1 yesterday afternoon, and then I put her back in for non-winners of 2 this morning, and she finished 4th. So that doesn't quite make up for 100,000 coins, so let's go check the transactions. So tap on the little signal icon, and then go to my transactions. There's where the extra money came from. Expected green, that 2-year-old filly that wasn't very good that we had. Somebody obviously wanted her as a broodmare, so they purchased her out of the race for 100,000 coins. They put a claim in on her. Let's go see what they did with her. I'll bet you she's already being retired and sent to the breeding barn. So if we go to, let's go do that a little slower. If we go to following in the bottom right, and then we tap on horses, we can search for a horse name here. If we wanted to, we could follow this horse so that we could check back on her easier without having to remember her name. If we click the little button below the tag, it'll bring us to her detail page. She's actually still active, but she hasn't been entered to race again. So good luck to Hat Dome Racing with her, whatever your plans are. And thank you for the coins. We're going to hopefully be able to put those to work. So the first thing I always do every session is I want to make sure all my horses are into race. Silas I've already entered back into a 25,000 claimer again. If people will let me keep putting this horse in for 25,000 without claiming him, I'll keep collecting the purse money, no problem. And if they do want to claim him, we'll take the 25,000 and we'll look for another one. Okay, so Speedy Caitlin won her non-winners of 1, and looks like she was competitive in the non-winners of 2, and we lost our regular driver. So I think I'm going to try her back in something similar. Non-winners of 2. I want her on the mile track again, so I'm not going to choose this Princely Raceway race. She's been doing well on the mile track. Here we go. Camfella Raceway has one. Non-winners of 2 races lifetime, or I can go Century Mile, non-winners of 40,000 lifetime. I think I'll take the Camfella race. And we're going to try to put Clements back in the bike. Okay, now I've got decisions to make with our coins. I want to transition to trying to get better quality horses as we go. I know Landon's taking the approach of waiting until season 9 starts. It will start Monday morning. So we've only got a few days left in this season. So my 2-year-olds that I have now will quickly be turning 3. However, I don't mind buying a 2-year-old late in the year to help me get started, because most of the 2-year-olds have already won their non-winners of 1, non-winners of 2 races. So I find they're a little easier to win this time of year. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy one more 2-year-old for 30,000 coins here. We'll take a little poke at Landon in the name. And I'm going to buy a colt this time to see if we can mix it up and get something competitive. And no luck. We're going to be in a difficult position to make any coins with this horse. So we're not going to show stakes or claiming for him. And he's got about the same amount of stamina as speed, so I don't really have a preference over the half mile or mile tracks for him. I just want to find him something easy. So let's try him kind of in the lowest purse race we can find. Okay, so this is this morning, about 3 hours from now. And let's go ahead and use our default driver, Drew Monty. Okay, we could take a shot with one more horse for 50,000 now, as the price keeps going up towards the full price of 200,000. I think I want to hold on to these coins because I will want a new 2-year-old when the season starts to hopefully be able to get lucky and get a stakes horse and start earning some money that way. So I said I wasn't going to follow Landon, but I think we will get him on there so you can see an update of how we're making out. So if you search in the stables under following and then tap the little tag, you'll see it turn a little darker blue. That then means you're following that stable. So next time you come back to this page, they'll already be there. As we can see, Lando's only had one race and earned 400 coins so far. Looks like his horse is racing again this morning at 10 o'clock. Drew the 9 hole though, so he's probably in a difficult position there. And he only has one horse for the time being. And if we check out his trophies, I imagine that's going to stay at 0 to 64 for the foreseeable future. Okay, the other thing that we can do now that we have followed him is we can go to standings, go to owners, and at the top in the drop down, we can switch from a region to just showing followed stables. So we can keep track of our progress here, and we can see that probably in every category, purses, wins, average on the season or lifetime, OAP Lando's in last place, and I imagine that'll stay that way for the rest of this little contest as well. So we are waiting for a race 11:30 this morning, and then a couple of races at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I think we're going to show some patience right now and hold on to these coins, but one thing you always want to be doing, especially early in the morning and times that people aren't as likely to be online, is to have a look at the auction. You wouldn't want a deal to pass you by that would really help your stable out. So just looking at any cheap horses that I could maybe get for below value and put them in a claimer. I don't want a 6-year-old. They tend to start winding down around that time. This horse has struggled to even compete in a 15 claimer, which is the bottom level. So I'm not interested in that horse. I can't afford these other ones. Just check out a few more. It starts here. 5-year-old. This fits the profile of what I'm sort of looking for, because it seems like the owner's been trying to race this horse in over their head. I have the opportunity to buy this horse cheap and drop them down into an easier race. So I see this horse was third in a 40,000 claimer, third in a 60,000 claimer. If I could get him for less than 25,000, I'll go ahead and drop him right into the 25,000 claimer and try to pick up some money. So I'm going to put a bid in on this horse. Let's say I'm just going to go straight to what I'd be willing to pay, which I'd like to get him for, say, 20,000. Now, if you bid much higher than the previous bid, the game will confirm with you to make sure you don't accidentally bid all your coins on a horse you didn't want. So make sure you read these and don't just click it without thinking, or you might bid on the wrong horse or bid 10 times as many coins as you want to bid. Okay, so we're the high bidder on that one. I'll check out one more while we're here. Check out Kung. By the same owner, lifetime mark 150-1. Also been racing in stakes races. 100,000 claimer, couldn't compete. The last win was in a really easy class. I think this horse might be worth a little bit, maybe around the same amount as the other horse. The mark of 150-1, the horse we just bid on, has a slower lifetime mark, so this horse might even be worth slightly more. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a bid of 25,000. And they're both the auctions have half an hour left, so we'll check back. I'll make sure that I have a look. I doubt I'm willing to go any higher on either of those two horses. One note to look at: anytime you see these bars, the range bars that you see on Down Creeper, it means the horse is unraced. Now, before bidding on an unraced horse, you want to look at a few things. The range indicates that the value for that bar can be anywhere in that blue range. And typically, if you're bidding on a horse from an experienced owner, they're going to be selling one that's in the low end of that range, but not always. A lot of the owners are posting the actual bars on Twitter and Facebook, so you can check them out and read what they think about the horse. The other thing to look at is to go into the profile and check the horse's age. This one happens to be a 3-year-old. A horse with these bars, if it was 0 years old or 1 year old, is worth a lot more than it is as a 2-year-old, and a 2-year-old's worth a lot more than a 3-year-old, and same for a 4-year-old, because the bars progress as they get older. So a 4-year-old with these stats may not be as impressive as a 1-year-old with these stats. So keep that in mind while you're trying to value the horses, and that'll help you do a lot better at auction. I'll check back in again tomorrow, and hopefully we will have maybe won a horse or two at an auction, and our star of our barn, Speedy Caitlin, will hopefully have won another race. Good luck with your stables.